Hello, everyone. So, if you like what we've been doing, please like, comment, and subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by this coming summer to have live egg cuttings of my clutches. I'm expecting bull snakes, hognose, and corn snakes. So today's video is going to be on the financial boon that can be rodent breeding. Um, Breeding your own rodents for your own feeders, if you have the room, can absolutely save you money and possibly even make you money, or at least take your rodent feeding bill down to zero. That being said, it does take work on your part, and you do have to spend time doing it. Um, what is required, though, is obviously the space to have the rodents. Also, you need to find a local food supplier in your area as well as a bedding supplier. Not having either of those and having to have them shipped in very quickly reduces the viability of producing your own. But if you live in a even semi-rural area, it is very viable. All right, everyone, let's get into these numbers. And also, I'll show off some of my feeders. Today is cleaning day, so it might actually be a little bit dirty, but it is what it is, and that's part of keeping rodents. All right, let's get to work. All right, everyone, this is my rodent breeding setup. This is cleaning day, so it is not in tip-top shape. There are 3 rats per tub, with 1 tub being for grow outs. Matter of fact, these are adult females, and we have those would be fuzzies and pinks right there. The purpose behind this is to offset my food cost. I only have a few animals that actually eat rats, but I use rats to actually sell in my local area to help offset the cost of my food. Now, that being said, with that, you do have to worry about dispatching the animals. And according to the PIJAC, which is it's basically like the pet industry council. I'll have a link to their website, but also to their standards of practice. Any rodent over the age of 7 days should be CO2 gassed to dispatch it before freezing. Anything under 7 days can be directly frozen. And these are actual guidelines for the industry. There is also another grow out bin with large adult males. And for those of you, because mine gets used so infrequently, I actually had to wipe it down. I use CO2 per industry standards to dispatch the animals peacefully before freezing. All right, let's get into the numbers, because this is where things can kind of get interesting, and you can actually, offset your food cost down to zero, possibly. All right, everyone, let's get into this breeding rats math here. This is kind of in depth, but it's also very comprehensive and gives you an idea of what it costs and what it takes to breed your own rats to both break even and possibly even make money. So let's get into this. In a you know, typical homemade rat rack, you're looking at 3 females per tub with probably a max of 4. The average litter sizes are between 8 and 12 min max, with a average of 10. Um, this calculation is what your local cost for bedding is, both pelletized if you choose to use it, as well as shavings. Then we want to go into how much you use per week of each of those. Then we go into the cost of food and how much you use per week. Then we get into, for other calculations, as far as how much or how to break even, as far as how much you're selling your rodents for, and also the number of racks you use in your setup to show you the cost per rat. So let's get into the actual calculations here. The cost of pellets is basically your cost of bedding times your week. Same with here, it's your cost of shavings times how much you use every week. And then, sorry, your total cost of bedding per week is the add of those two, and your total cost of bedding per month is this number times 4. Now we get into the food calculation. We have number of bags times the cost of the bags per week, and then again multiply this times 4, and that gets you your cost per month. Now your total cost of care is your cost of food plus your cost of bedding per week, and then again times 4 will give you your total cost per month of your actual needed value or money. So for math's sake, and just so you can kind of project how many rats you're going to produce per rack in a 12-week cycle, because rats reproduce every 3 weeks, and if you have a male with 3 females continually, you will actually produce, on average, at a maximum, 30 rats every 3 weeks. You multiply that times 4 for a 3-month cycle of 120 rats every 3 months. You divide that by 3 to get an average of 40 rats per month, and divide that by 4 again, because there's typically 4 weeks per month, into an average of 10 rats every week. Now where does that get us? With 10 rats per week, we divide that by our weekly cost, and that tells us how much it costs us per rat in 1 rack. You divide that value by the number of racks that you use, and that gives us a total cost per rack, or per rat, as a total. Now also, if you take your total cost of food and divide it by the total costs of your sold for a small rat, that tells you how many small rats you need to sell per week to break even. And if you are doing this on a larger scale with multiple racks, selling 18 rats isn't that hard to do. That being said, you do need to find a customer base, you do need to find multiple things, and financially viable it is, though it doesn't scale very well, and it does require your time. So if you don't have the space and you don't have the time, this is not a viable option, but it does show you that with effort and time and staying on top of it, you can actually produce and break even and or be profitable with your rodents. I personally sell rats locally to people around me to help fund my need for mice, because I don't produce mice very well, and it helps offset my cost. All right, everyone, have a great day.